Hi, this is my second time trying to start this video because I'm too busy going on a little rampage about these two characters that I just can't happen to just go about it. But this is going to be a reaction to Death Battle. I'm going to try this again and just be as summarizing as possible. This battle is a battle. People have told me things about Pit that I forgot when I played Kid Icarus Uprising, and things that I've downplayed a little bit because I think Sora is a higher pedestal because, frankly, I like Sora more. I played every single Kingdom Hearts game. I'm one of the biggest Kingdom Hearts fans. I could 100%. At least 2 to 3 of the games, all on the hardest difficulty, on critical, and stuff like that. And I just love the series. And I think this would be the first time that I'll actually ever get angry if a character loses for the wrong reasons. I mean, if Pit has the advantage, he has the advantage. But if they make it look like he didn't have the advantage and he won anyway, that's when I'll get mad. So, that being said, without going on a little bit of a tirade, let's just get started. Let's get started. This is going to be very controversial to me. Alright, 3, 2, 1, now.
This episode of Death Battle is brought to you by War Robots, the tactical 6v6 multiplayer game
This is
for
gonna be
iOS, Android, and Fire OS.
This is gonna be something. I honestly, I read the comics in the last video, and they were telling me that Pit has done this, he's done that, he's done this. He has the 3 sacred treasures with the Icarus rings. He can like fly on his own, so he doesn't need Palutena. That's okay. I get it, but how durable is he? Because the main thing Sora really has over Pit is the fact that Sora takes way more attacks than I think Pit has on certain enemies, and that's just like an instant thing I think of.
Teenager with magical weapons they don't understand.
He said he outran the pull of a black hole. That's neat. So does Sora in certain regards. It's like.
And Pit, the angel warrior from Kid Icarus.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm just happy it's Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora.
A small child full of promise.
And see,
named Sora.
how it works. How this works is, what I saw in the comment sections of some of the other things, they were saying, well, the reason why they're not waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 is because Sora's gonna stomp either way. But it also could mean, it doesn't matter, it's kind of like a Goku versus Superman scenario. It doesn't matter how many forms Goku's gonna get later down the line, they're not gonna be able to beat Superman, you know? So it could also be like that. It doesn't matter what Sora does in Kingdom Hearts 3, he's still not gonna be good enough to fight him anyways. I'm on the former on that aspect because I truly believe Sora trumps Pit in a lot of aspects, but from what people have told me, I'm probably wrong.
This Keyblade in particular was known as the Kingdom.
I know all of this already. That's why I'm mainly kind of talking through Sora's bits. I understand every ability he has. There's really nothing they can tell me that I don't already know.
Well, yes,
it'll be very hard pressed for me to find something I don't already know about Sora.
Not having a long, sharp edge, it's a surprisingly deadly sword.
Yes, who's fought and beat many people. I'm gonna guess Goofy and Donald are not gonna be a part of this. So, knowing Death Battle, they're probably not gonna use dry forms, even though I already made a pretty good argument about how dry forms should actually be used in actual combat.
But thanks to cosmic reasons, Sora wound up face to face with Goofy and Donald Duck.
Cosmic reasons.
He ended up in the most magical place on Earth, Disney.
If you're confused, don't worry. You are not hallucinating. Somehow, in some way, this impossibility exists.
Hey, somebody over at Square is like, hey, I got an idea. And they went with it, despite the fact that it feels like a fever dream.
Oh my god. This is the best thing ever!
From then on, Sora teamed up with his new friends to lock the doors to the Hearts of Worlds, saving them from the heartless grip.
And he wasn't even old enough to get a driver's license.
Sora may not have been strong enough to save Destiny Island, he quickly
not at that
an
moment, no.
enormous amount of talents perfect for beating back the darkness.
It came back though, luckily.
Magic, like shooting fireballs.
Glide, Ragnarok, dry forms, Stop-A-Gut. He knows Stop-A-Gut, Gravity,
He can reflect
alright.
projectiles, manipulate time, magnetize objects, and even alter gravity.
He's got a bunch of other magic attacks.
I like how they list dry forms, but I bet they're not gonna use them.
Which fires a bunch
I hope they use them, because that's just more of a stomp on my book.
Some magic abilities that don't involve beating monsters up, which I think is pretty lame.
Dude, Sora's most broken ability is obviously Strike Raid. I destroyed Sephiroth with Strike Raid.
Including curing his own wounds.
So is Nico B. It's just like strike rate. Stun lock, man. Stun
I
lock.
don't know if we should call it a sword, but
Yeah.
Sora can make it even
Just
better with
teleport.
keychains. They can even transform the whole Keyblade into more powerful versions with way more badass names, like Oathkeeper.
With
And
all
Oblivion.
these abilities, Sora
I'm more of an Oathkeeper kind of guy.
fight to the man who discovered them, Xehanort. He even defeated
Xehanort.
his nobody.
Man, the pronunciations that some people say about these names are great.
Nobody. He's definitely somebody.
No, see, a nobody is a somebody without a heart. But
Yes.
a heartless isn't a somebody or a nobody, though they may have been a somebody filled with anger, like Scar from The Lion King.
Sure.
Well, I'm a somebody that's really, really confused.
But to save all worlds, Sora found he had to be insanely strong, fast, and tough.
He's speedy
And he's
enough
all
to
of
run up
these.
a building and quick enough to dodge magic lightning.
Magic
Not
lightning.
just magic lightning, real legitimate lightning from the sky, a feat which could only take mere milliseconds.
It's alright then.
Put that speed to good use once
You
by
need a Thunder Wrist,
perfectly
game,
blocking
data file,
hundreds of
subscribe,
lasers
movies.
from damn near
You need
every
lightning and
angle
dust.
in just
Alright.
a few seconds. So it's safe to say he's no
That
slouch.
one feat, the Battle 1000 Heartless sliced through 7 buildings at once, overpowered a rock titan, resisted transformations and time manipulation, shot a laser to the moon in 1 second, sure, survived multiple gummy ship crashes, and defeated Ansem, Cloud, Hercules, Ursula, and Xemnas.
Toe-to-toe with Hercules. You know, the demigod who threw a giant rock monster into space.
Although this Titan's shape is too inconsistent to scale, by treating him as a series of cones made of granite, we can estimate his weight as over 1,600 tons.
And he only gets bigger in like the 3rd game, so...
Rex is into the sky. So yeah, Herc is really, really strong.
And he
Sora
just
can
tanks
take
hits
a
from
hit
him.
No problem.
And he
Honestly,
said he
Sora's
wasn't holding back
ability
either.
might be one of his strongest characteristics. He's survived the jaws of Cerberus, ancient Chinese dragons, being shot by a musket, and hell, the fires
Hell.
of Hades.
I wouldn't say that
Well, he's strong in his
Disney's
own way.
Hades
He
is
relies
stronger
a lot on
than
his
Pitt's
friends.
Hades. I'm not entirely sure that scaling is off for
He
me.
can't even enter his
But
fancy
still.
drive forms, which boost his power and give him an extra Keyblade, without help from Goofy and Donald.
I knew it.
From a broad scope,
I knew
he's
it.
fairly
It's-
limited on his own.
I don't think it worked.
Luckily for Sora, most logs
I don't
only
think he
need
needs
one
it
key.
to win the battle. I just think it's
Not sure
kind
that's
of
profound.
like, come on.
Stupid.
Alright, I believe in Sora even without the drive
May be
forms.
weak, and
I'm just
sometimes
saying that people's interpretation of the drive forms are kind of moot
But I've learned
because they have a
deep down there's
specific cutscene showing that Goofy is still there even though he's in Valor form. That's literally when he first transforms in. That means that's a gameplay
To an
mechanic.
age long ago, when gods and man lived together in harmony.
In final form is him tapping into his inner Roxas that's inside of him, so how does that even...
Anyway, the kingdom of Angel Land was ruled by 2 goddesses. Palutena, the goddess of light, and Medusa, the goddess of darkness.
Pretty much treated everyone like crap by turning people into statues and destroying their crops.
That sucks.
But hey, what'd you expect from a being who holds the title Goddess of Darkness? She's just doing her job.
Yeah,
Angered
really,
by these
I
deeds,
mean...
Palutena transformed Medusa into an ugly, one-eyed, parcel-tongued monster and banished her to the dark underworld.
And then in Uprising, she became a beautiful fuckstress, but just kind of like Botox the hell out of her face.
Some of the greatest hero Angel Land has ever known. Hit!
My arrows will stop that Apicus Maximus.
Oh yeah, I forgot that existed.
This one.
I did not need you to remind me that that exists.
Hero ever? More like his mom needs to drop him off at elementary school.
Don't judge a book by its cover. I don't do that, I just don't think Pitt still
He
is
the captain of the Icarus.
well over the age of 25. He maintains the body and physique of a teenage boy, alright.
Palutena herself.
Wait, you're telling me this Cupid-looking kid...
I still don't
is
see
captain
the actual
of the dark?
comparisons to the two characters, besides the fact that their hair and eye colors are the same.
Pretty cool.
Actually,
They fight darkness, but they're 2 different types of
Look,
darkness.
he's flying right there.
well, Pitt may have superhuman abilities, but he can't actually fly on his own. Thankfully, Palutena regularly grants him mystic wings, which do allow flight.
Honestly, I'm with Smash on this, thinking that this Link is a better match for him.
Sending Pitt careening to a horrible end.
That hurt me inside when I saw that
So
scene.
the captain of an angel army doesn't have his own working angel wings. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a little strange, but don't try to bring it up. He's a bit touchy on the subject.
Anyway, Pitt managed
Mega
to
laser,
defeat
its
Medusa,
armor,
and
reflect
everyone
barrier,
lived
invisible
happily ever after.
shots.
Just kidding, Medusa came back 25 years later, looking better than ever, by the way. And this time, Hades came along to mess things up too.
As captain of
And Hades being one of my favorite, like, video game antagonists, right next to the handsome Jack. In fact, he had to kind of like the same personality of handsome Jack.
Vegetables?
Right. But what's a soldier without his weapons? Pitt's got a huge arsenal of weaponry.
He's well known for his archery skills and shows it off with his trusty weapon of choice, the Palutena bow.
This bow uses awesome laser arrows that can actually be guided by Pitt. And if his enemy
Again, I don't know how much they exaggerated both Link's and underrated Pitt's abilities, but that fight was just straight going to Link.
With several classes of weapons. His arsenal has been imbued with the strength
Orbiters,
and power of the
cannons.
gods, making
Even though he can only carry 2 at a time.
These range from orbitars, like floaty shoulder cannons that can also block attacks, to
Neat.
blades, cannons, claws, hammers, staves, clubs, and weaponized tattoos. Ah, I wish my tattoos.
Oh yeah, I forgot those were one of my favorite weapons to use in that game.
Weapons were forged by Mentos.
I just felt like a badass.
Forge.
Dintos.
Dintos, the fresh maker.
Yeah.
The guy who also crafted Pitt's ultimate weapons, the 3 sacred treasures.
Hidden away in 3 sealed caskets, the sacred treasures consist of Angel Land's mightiest weapons, which can only be used by the most heroic and worthy of heroes.
Pretty much that's just
The mirror
Pitt.
shield reflects projectiles. The wings of Pegasus give Pitt unrestricted flight and improved speed. And
Right.
the arrow of light is the ultimate weapon of the god.
But the only way you're really gonna beat Sora is by getting close to Sora, because he's dodged and deflected many things that I don't even think Pitt's able to even try and throw at him that he can't see
When all 3
coming.
treasures come together, Pitt is granted the legendary silver armor.
You are tapping into my stash of
And I also think Sora has the edge in forms of combat potential.
Well, colors are different in heaven, I guess.
Weird.
Apparently.
Well, Pitt's learned several abilities throughout his adventures, like healing, dropping mines, and making his arrows invisible. And all of his skills came in handy. Not only did he defeat Medusa, but he's taken on alien pirates, a space kraken, and
Space
the
kraken.
god of death, Thanatos.
At one point when
Thanatos.
Thanatos attacked a village, he launched a large boulder.
I completely forgot about
and
Thanatos in that game.
thoroughly, It was completely pulverized in midair.
Wait a minute. How are those Trojan horse Star Wars walkie thingies not tipping over?
Focus,
Eh.
Mystic. Pulverization is defined as reducing an object to dust, which certainly applies here. To determine
Okay.
the force necessary to do so, we first need the size of that boulder. For that, we'll compare the boulder to those pillars.
Oh, here comes the math. Strap on your pocket protectors, nerds.
Thanatos,
Yay!
standing near the pit,
Statistics for
appears to
nerds.
be about 11 feet 6 inches tall. By comparing his height to the pillars, we've determined them to be 18 feet tall. By comparing that to the boulder, it's clear it has a diameter of 115 inches. To pulverize
Math.
a stone this large, Pitt's strike must have outputted energy equal to nearly 1,600 pounds of TNT.
Alright then.
Little angel kid can dish it out.
That's dishing it out, but nothing that that Sora has actually tanked, I believe. I could be wrong about that.
40 seconds. Despite looking like one, that's no moon. It's a space station.
It's a
orbiting
space
Earth
station.
at a similar altitude to the International Space Station. The average distance from the ISS to the highest cloud layers is about 242 miles, meaning Pitt must have flown around 21,600 miles per hour.
Pretty
That's
friggin'
Mach
fast.
28. Suck it, Starman.
Not only that, Pitt dodged a laser which covered this distance in a fraction of a second, most
Nice.
likely moving a little over 90 million miles per hour.
Oh my god, that not moon thing really is the Death Star.
Pitt's superhuman
Space
durability.
under 40
he's taken
seconds,
hits
wow,
from
transforming
gods and
into
taken falls that would turn any normal man into,
An angel?
well, a dead man, yes.
Pandora.
In his final duel with Hades, the god of the underworld, Pitt
Which
took
he had a lot of help
powerful
in.
blow that sent
People
him
don't seem to
falling
realize
as
that.
fast as 2,000 feet. Given Pitt's weight, the impact of that fall would be over 8 tons of force.
And
He
was
did it.
fine. This Hades guy can cut through giant diamond spires, so a hit from him could be as powerful as nearly 30 tons of TNT.
Of
Christ.
course, while Pitt may be formidable, he's
Powerful
not
awareness,
perfect.
but has
He
done
has
nothing
been
more than
tricked into
simply
losing
reference
fights
it
multiple times, and
in his
often
own medium.
relies on assistance
At least they acknowledge it.
allies.
He can
Well,
talk
this kick-ass
and
angel
acknowledge that
is
he's in like a video game, but
into a fight,
it's not like
even
Deadpool
when
levels
his
of I
wings
can
on
do
fire.
things.
In the name of the goddess Palutena, the defender of all that is good, those who hide in the darkness will be made to face the light.
Again, I
Alright,
see
the
what
buttons are
I
set.
see the
Let's start
power.
this debate
I'm
to
just
what's
not
up
impressed.
First, all this talk about
I'm not trying to sound like a dick. I honestly, like, I would rather another opponent for both these characters. Oh yeah, we're skipping this. Now let's see if Sora has the key that will unlock Pit's death. If you don't get that reference, I'm ashamed at you.
Hey, go get him, pal.
Dude,
What he said.
flawless Donald impression. Goofy is a little bit of a hard work, but okay. Sora's okay too.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I just think that's a soundbite, so. Here we go. Go, please. Starting off with some long-range stuff. Come on, Sora. I'm all up for you, buddy. Don't lose.
Take this! Fire! Whoa! Ha, I've seen candles that are scarier than you.
Really? Well, so has Sora. It was a candelabra, but it's still a candle. Damn it. Oh.
Let's take this to the next level.
Sure. Oh. Christ. Come on, Sora. Counter! Counter, dang it! Alright, alright. I'm gonna guess that was Ragnarok. Dodge! I'm actually on the edge of my seat right here.
Whoa! You can teleport?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's see what you think of this.
Or maybe that was Ragnarok. I'm not entirely sure.
Whoa! Close shave.
Oh, Sonic Blade! Oh. Oh, a nice way to interpret how you can use that. Gravity! Oh, here we go.
Time to end this. You said it.
Alright then, final clash, I guess. Done! Oh, wow, right through the face. Oh, Christ.
Attaboy, Sora.
Good job, buddy!
KO.
Youch! That's one way to fly too close to the Sora, son. Pit
All
may
right.
have had the advantage in flight and experience, but he couldn't beat Sora's strength, toughness, and speed.
Pit may have dodged
Yeah.
a laser
Okay.
moving 90 million miles per hour, but
Neat.
Sora's reaction speed was quick enough to dodge natural lightning. A lightning bolt's return stroke, which constitutes the bright flash, moves at around 220 million miles per hour, over twice as fast as Pit's.
That, combined with his teleporting and time manipulation powers, meant Sora was just too quick for Pit to land
This is
very many
side
big
effect
hits.
is never shown
Plus,
resistant
when
time
Sora shot
manipulation.
that Keyblade beam to the moon, it took 1 second flat.
That's 1.28 times the speed of light.
Okay.
Much faster than anything Pit's reacted to before. Of course, Pit did have enough weapons to keep Sora busy.
Definitely.
But Sora's impressive and
Use items,
wide-ranging magical arsenal provided multiple
plants,
counters for
Sora
pretty much
transformed
anything
himself
through it,
back from similar
including
immune objects.
superior
Yeah.
healing techniques.
Hey, remember that building Sora cut through? Slicing it up
Multiple.
like Swiss
7
cheese
at
was
least.
impressive enough, but this building was completely made of stone from top to bottom.
Yeah, unlike actual buildings.
7 at once.
These
Casually.
may have been composed of a modest stone like granite, which
Just
has
like,
a minimum shear
oh, look.
strength of 14
All right.
megapascal.
Ching, ching,
In
ching,
comparison
ching.
to Sora's height, each building was about 23 feet tall. By measuring Sora's largest slash and the distance cut through all 7 buildings, we can determine Sora's striking energy to equal, at minimum, 78
That's
tons of
like-
TNT.
Ugh.
That's way more than Pit's boulder pulverizing feat. No wonder this guy beat Herc.
Speaking of which, let's compare some of the strongest
Pitch Ricochet
beings Sora
treasure
and
and
Pit
Troy's
have taken hits
for
from.
not including
The amount of energy needed for Hercules to throw that rock titan into space
counter each other
had
anyway.
to have
All
been
right.
around 24 megatons of TNT.
So anyone questioning about why he didn't use the Great Sacred
Only
Treasures?
30 tons at best.
So,
It's because they would have countered with the Gumby ship.
anything close to Sora's strongest attacks. Just by numbers alone,
Sora's magic power replenishes while Pit's power has a finite use.
And the Keyblade by itself had a
Some person said in the comment section that he didn't have the limitation of mana. However, Sora kind of just replenishes enemies anywhere.
And when we pit them together, one of them was bound to be a Sora loser.
Really? Key to the fight, Sora loser. Alright, why not? Okay.
Thanks for watching. Check
Who's
out
next? I'm happy about this one, obviously.
Thanks to McLeod Gaming for
I'm not saying I told you so, but man, I get. I see Pit strong, but I just rather you would fight someone else. Hello, who's this? Frank West and Leon. Frank and Leon. All right. I'm gonna talk about you two later. Let me get this out of the way. Now, alright, this is basically what I expected, even with the added information of what I probably forgotten in Kid Icarus Uprising. Yeah, I've seen plenty, especially when Pit's like little promo came on, and I went to the comment section of that, because, you know, the main fans are gonna look at the main person they're trying to root for is promo, right? So I went on to that one, and they're saying this stuff about how Pit fought gods and stuff like that, but so is Sora. Sora has fought people equivalent to gods, such as Ansem and Xehanort. It's like, here's the thing about gods. They have very inconsistent power levels. I don't know if you noticed this, especially in like something like Dragon Ball Z. Everything that has an equivalency of multiple gods have to have a set level. So just because you beat one god doesn't mean you can immediately beat other gods as well. But both Sora and Pit has fought their own version of their own gods. How am I supposed to scale which one's stronger than the other? We just have to go on how they actually handled them to begin with. But multiple times, I've seen Pit face those characters, and they're pretty much just average leveled in what Sora has fought, especially with the last fights that he had with Xehanort, going across this entire landscape, fighting a giant, flying, whatever the heck, castle dragon, and then fighting Xehanort in his kingdom armor, and then fighting Xehanort himself in his final form, and then beating him with Riku. Now, I will be one of the people who say, yeah, if Riku wasn't there, it's highly possible that he would have lost that fight, but that was a real, that's like comparing that Goku wouldn't have beat a certain person if Vegeta was next to him. Goku in himself is a powerful dude. Just because he has an opponent that he has to have Vegeta add in a little bit extra slack with it, doesn't mean that Goku's not putting it only 50%. Sora in that fight was, well, at least in my point of view, was putting up like 75 to 85%, while Riku put up the rest of the percent with his being there. Especially for what I had to go through. You know, for those who played Kingdom Hearts 2, you know how Xehanort can like trap you into this like little barrier thing and try to like kill you slowly, and you play as Riku for that time period and you had to get to Sora? I didn't get that in my first time playing the game, because I was beating Xehanort so much, I kept stun locking him to the point where he just got into the phase where he does the laser stuff. So I didn't even know that was even a thing. So yeah, I get you on that. As for Pit, he had to help a lot of help against Hades in the final bout. The punch that he got from Medusa, Viridi doing some stuff, and not to mention Palutena. All this other stuff accumulated to how he beat Hades, the most powerful opponent you could scale Pit to. The Sacred Treasures are like the good counter to what Sora can probably dish out, and the Great Sacred Treasures. But Sora has fought giant and huge things with durability that far surpasses them, because is it just me, or the person who can only, not only, but can slice through pillars of diamond, also take out the Great Sacred Treasures like that too? I think I remember that it was Hades who destroyed those things anyway, so it's not like those things are invulnerable to every single thing. So, and I believe that Sora can output the amount of strength needed to destroy those things anyway, even if he did use them in that way, and not a final beam struggle. Now, as for drive forms, I've said this in my previous thing, but I'm going to reiterate it here. Drive forms, I think the only reason why you have to have Donald and Goofy to access drive forms is so they don't become broken, because that's a gameplay mechanic. However, when you have a cutscene and also are able to go into other cutscenes with the drive form clothes on, indicates that he doesn't actually need to absorb the essence of Goofy, Donald, and both of them to access Master, Valor, and Wisdom. And especially Final Form. Because Final Form is, in description, Sora tapping in to his inner Roxas. When Roxas came back into Sora, he got access to Final Form. That's how that works. So if you're telling me he needs Goofy and Donald to also chime in with their tokens of power to allow him to tap into a form that he only can access because he has his full heart back thanks to Roxas, you're messing with me. But yeah, I'm on the stance that he can use the dry forms without his party members. That's a gameplay mechanic outweighing what's actually in the narrative for me. But again, I believe in Sora even without the dry forms anyway. I'm just saying it would be more of a stomp if he had him. I hate saying it like that, but really, even Death Battle says he has greater strength, power, and durability compared to what Pit's range and output of being able to fly. Like, that's it. And I wanted to see, actually, I honestly wanted to see Pit versus Link in actual battle, because as soon as I saw the Smash trailer to Palutena, where you saw those two fighting, I really wanted to see it in an actual death battle. Because Link in himself is no slouch. And if you think Link is not comparable to actual Pit in his Uprising game, I'd honestly have to disagree with that as well. But yeah, I also went online and went to other sources. Like, okay, I saw like Animation Rewind's version of Pit versus Sora. Sora won that. Saw another person's interpretation. Sora won that. So it's like Sora already has a track record of already beating Pit. So I thought Death Battle would be that person to bring out the information that they didn't, in a way, because that's what they usually do. That's what they sometimes do. But again, I just like, I'm just flabbergasted. Okay, I really was. I was really just going for Sora for many assortments of reasons. I love Pit. He has become a great character that I've grown to like as soon as I saw him in Brawl. And that's where a lot of people were introduced to Pit. They didn't even know Kid Icarus was even a game back in the day when we talked about Pit back in Brawl. So yeah, I just wish he didn't have to fight Sora, because I like it when they have death battles that actually have me root for both sides, want to root for one guy but know one other's gonna win. But this one, it's like I just knew it from the get-go that Sora was gonna win, even with the amount of information that they gave me. The pulverization of the boulder, impressive. Slicing through a bunch of skyscrapers, it's also really impressive. So okay, now, all right, but that's pretty much all I gotta say about that without beating a dead horse. Really, that's really it. Tell me what you think, and to anyone who believes that I'm being too hard on Pit, and anyone who believes I'm being too like, oh, I'm being biased and a hater of Pit, even though I really love this guy, I would like to say I'm sorry, because, you know, if that's what you're looking for, I'm sorry if I was too hard on Pit, and that's pretty much it. I guess. So, going on to the next death battle, though. Leon versus Frank. Now, I played Dead Rising, and I played Metal Gear. I have played Metal Gear. Resident Evil. I played Resident Evil. I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Revelations 2, and I know I played one more. I forgot what the name was of it though, but yeah. Anyway, I played a lot of I played myself a lot of Resident Evil games, and those that were centered around Leon were great to me. Now, Frank, I could be wrong about Frank, but last time I checked, Frank is just a photography man who just uses random crap he finds around an area to beat up very slow moving and not really much of a threat as all zombies. While Leon has fought zombies with adaptability that are able to basically transform themselves into hideous monsters and creatures that Frank has never even seen before, not coupled with the fact that Leon's a trained soldier, being able to go up against with hand-to-hand combat and CQC that even Snake would be like, that's pretty good, son. I'm skeptical about this one. Because Frank's ability to find things to allow him to beat a person is impressive, especially with the recent showings of his character. But Leon, let's just talk about this. All right, I'm not gonna go anything about their weapons they can find, use, and the enemies that they've encountered in their times of playing their games. Let's go base to base. Frank West, just with his camera, versus Leon Kennedy with, screw it, nothing. He wins. That's it. Base to base, Leon wins. Now, if you're gonna show me what Frank can get and do in his survival instincts, because he has fought some people that can shoot at him, and he's got away and beaten them afterwards. Don't get me wrong on that. But Leon has also faced said people, fought zombies with guns, and zombies, and huge zombies. I think a T-Rex. Not a T-Rex. Elegante. I don't know why I thought him as a T-Rex. Elegante. That giant thing with the plagas coming out of his back. Leon has been through some shit. Alright? So, all rooting for Leon here. I'm on Team Leon. I don't know about you guys. Tell me what you believe. Tell me something I don't know about Frank. Tell me he has superpowers. I don't know. Alright? Because I haven't played the newest Dead Rising, and I think Frank West was supposed to be the main character of that. So I don't know what he did in that game to probably warrant himself to be a better fighter than, let's say, any other zombie. I even think... Sorry for the cut in, but I actually said this guy's name wrong. It's Ash. Ash from the Evil Dead franchise. I said a completely separate name. It was not the same person I was thinking of. But Ash from the Evil Dead franchise. I think that would have been a better matchup for Leon. Only because, well, Ash actually has a lot of other badassery points on his belt in my book. But that's pretty much it. Sorry. Then Frank. That's so weird. This is actually another Sora and Pit scenario. I don't see anything that Frank can do against Leon that makes me want to... I need added information from people who know Frank more. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah. This is Do You Want to Be a Universe. I'll see you next time. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I wasn't too hard on Pit. I was actually trying to be as respectful as possible to this guy. It's just that he was compared to a guy who does a lot of other stuff that I see more impressive than him. So, that's it. This is Do You Want to Be a Universe. See you guys next time. Bye.